Before 27, it was paragraph D of 24.
Yes.
That was the concession, but
No, we have passed that one. Go ahead, sir.
accordingly.
And then the amendment is what? Section 49, and the Act is 2013. Is there anything else?
No, sir.
Fine. I just want to ask a question before we move on. Paragraph 27, there is a total of 7 official days for importers. Calendar days, excluding weekends and holidays for free demurrage days, Mr. Minister. And you have 10 in the case of exporters. Why the difference? Why not harmonize? Why not raise it to 10? How is it been thinking for 14 days for importers?
Well, excluding weekends.
Excluding weekends, yes. 14 days.
We are mindful about
Mr. Minister.
yes,
Mr. Minister. This issue of demurrage, I'm happy what Mr. Minister said. This issue of demurrage, because most of what we are doing is manual. It's really not automated. Sometimes by the time you have 20 documents from the shipping agency, max line, you have used something like 2 or 3 days. Yes, if we are suffering from that, individuals are suffering from that. So if you can 7 days, even if you can automate the whole system, you can even use 4 days to do the whole process. Because if I have a bill of feeding, it's just a matter for me to just feed it. So we are saying to 14 days. 14 days. That's what we are dealing with you. This one is creating a lot of problems. For the importers, we make 14 days. I mean, that's an understanding.
No, Mr. Chairman, I think, sorry, Mr. Minister, I think the understanding is, thank God there is a clearing of all in this part here. But I think the understanding is, well, once the shipper receives the produce or the package at the port of loading, it is the responsibility of the shipper to dispatch that document.
That is the theory.
It is not the theory, it is what will lead to the demurrage, because the importer in the beneficiary country receives the documents from the shipper through DHL even before the equipment lands. So if there is intent to clear that goods, the process would have started long before the ship berth, and at the time of discharge, it should be able within 7 days to clear that goods. If he wants to clear it and if he wants to meet the charges related to it.
So the question is, what is so magical about 7? Why not 14 days?
Because if you give him 14 days, you're giving additional 7 days to the importer to delay the collection of taxes that were already projected at the point of receiving the bills of lading that the shipper would have dispatched and the revenue authorities would have taken consideration of. So what if you give 7 days, then the importer knows I have to work within this period, otherwise it would attract excess charges.
That is not our main concern, because whether it is 7 or 14, revenue will not be lost. Whatever is paid will still reach the government. The concern is with the shipper. They are making enormous profits on the model. And sometimes they deliberately delay the process.
Because, Mr. Chairman, the shipper makes sure that his efficiency is not compromised. At the point of receiving your stock, he will ensure that he puts together your documents and he dispatches your documents to you. You receive your document before your consignment arrives at the port of discharge. So at the port of discharge, before coming to the port of discharge, you already have your document in your hand, and the process for clearing your goods should have started before the ship back at the port of discharge.
Mr. Chairman,
I have a practical experience, a very practical experience.
We are dealing with
Let's make it friendly.
Mr. Chairman, there are constraints at the port in its current configuration. And one of the greatest constraint has to do with port space. And yes, and the need for us to always ensure that the port is decongested. So the days we are put here, we are very mindful of avoiding congestion at the port. Okay, and free up the port so that at least there can be efficiency in the way the port is handled. I think that's really the primary issue here. And yes, so the days we have proposed are actually days mindful of those. Now, we can.
Mr. Chairman, we don't even see. I don't want them to feel as if they are using the parliamentary structures. We are sincerely understanding from our people. We have suffered from that. You are explaining the comfortable of paper. When you start the process, if you go to somebody and say, oh, this person is out around SO2, you don't go pray, you don't go move. By the time you are about to do your process, that's why they are not there. And most of the systems are manual. It's not automated. To make it 10 days for us, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Most of the time, the staff are not at their desk.
We can agreeable with that. We can harmonize the 10 days for importers and exporters.
So if we are harmonizing to 10 days, we are only going to exclude Sunday because no, wait, because the tax handle operates on Saturday. Sunday work on Saturday. The tax handle operates on Saturday.
Are you paid back on Saturday?
Yes.
At 12 o'clock.
10 official working days.
But they are working on Saturday.
Thank you. Let's make progress, please. Page 34. Page 34.
You only clear
Now we come to 35. 36. Yes.
35. Item 2.
Yes.
Item 2, under category, you have refiners. Under professionals, you have $50,000. Under confirmation authorization, the figure there is not certain. And there's sort of 1 0.
Yes.
That's where there's a lot of difference.
Yes, that's $100.
Mr. Minister. Correct. Am I correct to say there is a zero missing?
You're correct, sir.
Six. 37.
37. Under site inspection, under the category typographical error, Western. So we need an end there, Western area. But I'm asking Mr. Chairman, and I'm asking the Minister, we're talking about gas stations, right? So why is it not consistent? Why can't we do 5,000 for both regional and western area? Because I don't see an added advantage for companies or entities in the western area over those in the regional.
They are very close to the port.
Yes. No, but you see, guys, they're talking about profit margin here.
It's an incentive to relocate outside of Freetown to decongest.
Yeah, so that you go and open
To decongest.
But as we speak, we have enough in the western area. So why penalize the ones that are already in operation versus those in the regional? There's not much business in the region.
So you're actually incentivizing them to move outside.
And most of us live in the western area, by the way.
So, but you have enough stations already here. That's the point.
And other people cutting the one in Mobali alone.
38.
So you have
Mr.
to
Chairman,
sacrifice
37, 17, sorry. 23, item 2, the concession rent, that land use rent per hectare. I know it was $12.5 per hectare. I'm seeing a proposal of $50 per hectare. And I have an agricultural company in my constituency. But I think having it at 50% says to discourage a lot of investors. I can imagine if they come in business over 26,000 hectares, it is to pay 12.5. For now, we have reviewed, we are now paying around 15 or 18, but taking it to 50%, except otherwise. It discourage a lot of investors. Except otherwise, because the cost of their production is not just on the cost of it.
It's 4 times. The increase is 4 times.
It's 4 times, yes. Maybe we can start with $30.
Mr. Chairman, I think agreeing with the leader and differing with him as well. Because initially, when we were submitting for the viewing, the leader categorically stated other things that the viewing does that is different from importers. Similarly, for businesses like this, there are other tax waivers that government have granted to them. That is reducing or giving them leeway to operate. So I think the increase is but yes exponential, but it can fit in between the other tax leverage, the other tax levers that government has utilized to ensure that they are encouraged to continue doing business in Sierra Leone and to operate in the interest of the community.
That's why we are saying
make more money, you don't want money for free.
that's possible.
38 then. 39. 40, 41. 42, 43. 44, 45. Yes.
This is an express in
Number 44. Number 3.
Number
3.
3 of that. The top of
First table. Number 3.
yes.
We type to farmland.
Yes.
Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Honorable Mohamed Sheridan Kamara.
The honorable representing NIO.
Gambia District.
How dare you?
The old tax
I know.
price for farmland is set as 10 leones. That is leones. And then it's very clear that earlier on, we've already levied a 5% increase in tax for imports in rice. In the circumstances, Mr. Chairman, I'm kindly asking or moving this house for the tax increase for the current price for farmland to remain as 10% instead of 50% increase. 10% increase.
So what are you proposing?
I'm proposing, Mr. Chairman, for the current rice, for the current price to be maintained as 10 leones instead of 50 leones. Taking into consideration the fact that already 5% has been levied for the importation of rice, and that notwithstanding
So
also
instead of 10, you want what?
instead of 50 leones, instead of 50 leones, let it remain as 10 leones.
So there will be no increase.
Yes. Taking into consideration the fact that already we levied 10% increase on the importation of rice, and at the same time,
to ensure that we succeed on the fixed salary project. It's very, very important that we maintain the staff as
no, just
a very small increase will be in place. Maybe
I will make it
It's already agreed.
Mike, use the mic, sir.
yes. Acre or hectare? Acre or hectare? Use the next mic. Honorable, use the next mic. Honorable, use the next mic.
It should be cultivated farmland.
Is it by hectare or
Whatever the size. You don't want to desensitize.
Okay, whatever the size. And this will be affecting the quality of sport. That's why the size, then 50 will be fine.
Whatever the size, go at the farm.
If whatever the size, then 50 should be okay.
Mr. Chairman, we can keep it as it is.
As it is 50?
Yeah. No, at 10. Yeah.
at 10?
This, of course, we know the reason for this.
Is it cultivated farmland?
These are fees you pay at the Registrar General after you have acquired land for farming. That's basically what it is. So when you are going to register that land, they charge that fee per the hectareage I think it's by hectare of land or so. This is basically the fee. That's what it is. So we keep it by hectare. Exactly. So that's what it is. I think we can keep it at that. We can keep it flat at 10 as an incentive consistent.
So the farmer owns his own land. We still have to pay.
It's when you have, I think it's when you have, or you have, when you have either.
About registration as a farmer. That's the time. If you don't use it, that's the mistake. Where it is in your name, another person cannot use it. Another farmer cannot use it.
So those
So it doesn't matter whether it's
existing farmers, they are not qualified.
Well, if you want to use, if you want to use the land as collateral, if you want to use the land as collateral, the land has to be registered.
Mr. Chairman, let me just elucidate this area. Mr. Chairman, that's the stamp duty you pay on the convenience if, for example, it alienates the land. But once it remains in your possession, the only time you will require maybe to mortgage. If they are happy, just by habilitating your ownership to be confirmed by the farmer chief and the custodian of the land, they don't go through all that rigmarole. Then we don't need Just on the categories, for that same time, nobody categories is services offered, and under there you have center fit and is services offered, and then under that particular category you have central of fit and other areas. The services offered.
Yes, it's referring to a property or land or parcel of land in the center of it. That's what it is. Or other areas in the west.
Let's make progress. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Thank you. Let's go
Yes,
back.
Mr. Chairman. 50.
Yes.
Table 2, school activities.
Yeah.
Old time. My name is
Introduce yourself, please. What is your name?
School activities. Old price 500 and price 1,500. I want us to look at it, maybe for us to continue the old price because it has a clear connection with school activities. I know we have. Yes, we have activities related to school activities, and these activities will be looked at because we are focused on free education. And anything related to free education must be actually managed well.
They are collecting money from us, these schools.
Thank you.
The honorable, these schools, when they go for these activities, they collect money from the parents. We pay for it. Let me tell you, in the school my child attend, for indeed, we are paying 300,000 per child. They say they are going to organize outing. No, they are paying. But it's just school activities. Government school not have activities, except Thanksgiving and God. It's only private schools that have family day, outing. It's private school. Yeah, I go for the kids. That is why the schools should also pay part of what they collect from us. We should deduct part of what they collect from us.
I don't think that justification can be supported, considering the burden of parents. So if yes, the school. So if we are saying parents are paying money to these schools, and it's a burden that needs to be paid, and we are here to push the burden on the parents. So we need to be considerate in maintaining the whole right. Hence, it has the relationship with fair education.
Honorable member, these are burdens we are already carrying now. It's unavoidable. If you ask my boss over there, he will tell you that just last week he has paid car of fee. He has paid car of fee just last week.
Anything got to do with Lumley Beach?
Well, most of these schools have field trips.
And we pay for it. And we pay for it.
These are just joyous moments for people.
You ask my boss, he will tell you that he has just paid for car of service. He has just paid for it. They are paying for it. They don't pay for it.
Mr. Chairman, field trips are normally paid for by the parents. You are paid for by the parents. You're getting into this mixed up here.
This is with regard to Lumley Beach.
Mr. Speaker, one of the things affecting
That's a luxury.
Yes, that is what we are paying for.
one of the things affecting our tourism sector is the fact that Sierra Leoneans are not used to using our internal tourist sites. These schools training these kids to see some of these sites is also good to boost our tourism in the future. So getting them out.
Let's not waste time. Look at the heading. If you make the activity to Lumley Beach,
You have to pay.
you must know that you have to pay.
You have to pay. Go on a school compound.
Now,
Mr. Chairman,
shall we go back to the 2 days?
international school, whether they are school compound or not. I think the whole thing is the whole thing.
Page 14. Page 14.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Chairman,
We are with TKP.
49. Is it 4 million or new?
Okay, yes, page 3.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, honorable members. Mr. Chairman, honorable members. On page 3, Mr. Chairman, for some of us who have institution and knowledge, I can recall big.
Are you sure you have?
The last finance act that was enacted by this House, we said our call for local producers, they should be 6.5. And for foreign importers, they should be $1.5 or 33. Today, we have a finance act that tries to harmonize both local and foreign investors. And if you look at the harmonization, Mr. Chairman, you realize that they have increased from 6.5 to 20 for somebody that is doing business in Sierra Leone, and have decreased for importer from 33 to 20. Meaning we are losing more. Because if you have to decrease for somebody that was paying us $1.5, which is 33 euros, and you now want to harmonize and now reduce that one from 33 euros to 20 euros, and you don't have to increase the person that is doing business here and is employing a lot of Sierra Leoneans and doing corporate social responsibility, and we have to increase his own tax from 6.5 to 20 just to have harmonization. It's unfair. Mr. Speaker, we are not makers. It's extremely unfair. It's extremely unfair. Okay. Why do I need to open a business in Sierra Leone? It's okay. It's job. People who are surviving throughout the country. I want to recommend Mr. Chairman. In that way, Mr. Chairman, we should categorize both importers, both those that are doing business here, producers, and those importers. So if they were paying 6.5, I recommend they go to 10. Yes. And those importers whose businesses, whose manufacturers and sales offshore should continue paying us in US dollars. So they should maintain the 1.5 and increase those that are paying 6.5 to 10. Speaker,
and your point is so kind. Your point is so kind. Unanimously.
I so second. We will be trying to do things by consensus.
God bless the dictator.
Mr. Minister.
Mr. Chairman, honorable members, I think I've tried to give the rationale for the harmonization. And I will make the following proposal. To support the differentials in prices, we are harmonizing. To support the differential in prices and support the local industry. The current import duty on imported beer, stouts, and porter drinks is 30 euros. Okay? We can increase it to what the ECOWAS rate is, which is 35. Okay, that is the way to adjust the differences that they are incurring as a result of harmonization. I do, yes, I think 35% of import duty on beer, porter, and stout as a way to protect the local industry. So their local production is they are gaining more from that, plus all the other that we give for the inputs that they use to produce locally. But for the harmonization, we can't use excise to create the differentials. This is really what we are trying to correct. If we don't do that, then we have to reverse everything to where it originally in Nigeria.
What does the instant law say? What does the instant
The instant law we are applying.
We still have the document.
We are applying at Valorem. No excise.
On this one, we want to harmonize. What does the instant law say? We are here and we pass on our financial. We said we categorize for both local and local reports. Let us go back to the instant law. Before the harmonization, let us look at the law and see how we can harmonize.
And besides, there is a motion on the floor.
Mr. Chairman, it's a motion. The speaker cannot stop that. It's a full motion.
Mr. Chairman, there is a motion. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Minister, can I please have your attention? Mr. Chairman,
We don't say 9 o'clock now, we still get time.
Mr. Speaker, the motion is still on floor.
Is that a warning or a threat?
It's a gentle reminder.
Mr. Minister, Mr. Chairman, before the Minister. I hope he will hear me out before he gives his result for his consultation.
Mr. Chairman, I've consulted. The proposal is to. The proposal is to. is to consider a rate reduction to 0.12 per liter for stout and porter and beer less than 10% alcohol content.
0.12, that's 12 news. That's 12 news, 12 news.
12 leons,
That's 12 news. 0.12.
12 leons per liter. Yes, 12 leons per liter. Which is 12 cents, yeah, which is 12 cents per centiliter. And equally, I think we'll have a new rendition, but that should be on import duties. Yes, for this category of goods to be increased to 35%. The staff will know exactly where to include that on import duties.
Can I have that formula by tomorrow?
Yes, yes, Chairman. We have to.
Will you repeat it, please, Mr. Minister?
So we are proposing adjustments to the excise rate for stout and porter with alcoholic content less than 10%. Well, it's harmonized. Yes, it's harmonized. Yes, it's harmonized. But with the custom duty of 35% for imports. The reason is simple. We are trying to harmonize. We can reduce the excise for harmonized products, but the way we incentivize and give incentives to the local manufacturer is through taxation imposing import duties on the one that is imported. That's the theory. That's the practice, that's the theory. What we're trying to do here is lopsided. So that's really the point. Yeah, so that we can reduce, otherwise we are going to be losing a lot of money. I don't think that's the intent here.
Mr. Chairman, the challenge is the minister has said the right thing. That in theory, to encourage local production, you increase tariff charge on imports. But in practice, even when these taxes have been increased, or when there's an increase in these taxes, the implementation at the point of entry is not what we have enacted. I will tell you with authority, there was a big importer, in fact, he's still importing. He was big in sugar. He had stopped bringing sugar in large quantity because other people are bringing in the same quantum of sugar, but they bypass the taxes. So, because he is fulfilling his full tax obligation and he thinks he's being cheated by the system, he has stopped. So for us, we have to be certain with what government can calculate easily. In centiliter or in liters, government and the ministry can determine that, and they know exactly what you are producing, what volume. For example, Brewery is doing 150,000 centiliters, yeah, which is a drop of what Nigeria is doing, hectoliters. Nigeria is doing 7.2 billion hectoliters. So if they close today here, it has zero effect on Heineken Group, because what Sierra Leone is doing is just a drop of what Nigeria is doing. So I agree that yes, you may want to, the genuine intent of the minister is to do this and meet the ECOWAS CET, but the implementation, so let us be certain and definite with what we can determine here.
Mr. Chairman, I am struggling to understand why they are moving. I'm struggling to understand. If we know we have imported there already, why do you want to harmonize? They are paying us $1.5. 33 euros. Why do you want to harmonize? Why do we want to reduce from 33 to 20? Why? No, we have recommended that we maintain the 1.5 for imported and increase from 6.5 to 10. So we give them more money. That's not the essence of harmonizing. You said you want to generate more funds. Somebody is paying us 33 and he wants to harmonize. He wants to reduce his price to 20. And somebody is paying us 7.5. He wants to harmonize to 20. We have said maintain 33 and we increase from 6.5 to 10. What's the essence of harmonizing? That doesn't make sense.
We don't have reason to harmonize. Let them pay 33 and this one take out
Mr. Chairman.
You make money at 20 points.
Mr. Chairman, my only problem here is in as much as we are trying to protect the local business and the most important. But Mr. Chairman, I will tell you for free that hello. Mr. Chairman, I will tell you for free that most of the products made this way are more expensive than the imported ones. So why the essence of us coming here every year? We want to protect the local industry, but yet their goods are more expensive than the imported ones. I guess the import water is more expensive than the local one. So if we are reducing their taxes, yes, we want to protect the local industry, but their goods are more expensive than the imported one because they will tell you SO2, dollar here. They will tell you SO2 with the pay people there. They will tell you SO2. They will give you all of excuses. No, they are not. They are not. Their local commodities are sometimes expensive than the imported one. I'm not saying we should not protect them. So I let them take that into consideration.
Chairman, arise on SO30. Mr. Chairman, arise on SO30. For the public, let me just say that. It says when a motion has been moved and if necessary seconded, Mr. Speaker shall propose the question down to the House at the same time as the motion. Mr. Speaker, there is a motion that has been seconded. The option to propose the question. We make the law. It's not the ministers, the executive that are making law.
In fact, we are going to amend the motion.
We are
going to amend the motion now. That imported paste and tea and local move from 6 to 10. We are amending the motion. We are amending the motion, Mr. Chairman. When I will put the counter motion.
Mr. Minister, I've given you sufficient latitude to come up with a compromise that will satisfy the House. You've still not been able to come up with something.
Mr. Chairman, you have to speak about that. We are working on something. You just give us 2 minutes. We can skip to the motion that they are. Right? So that's so, Mr. Minister, give us 5 minutes.
It will take 5 minutes, Mr. Leader. We are going to amend the motion.
What motion are you?
This the motion of the deputy
speaker.
speaker.
You say Samia and say you are going to amend. No suspension.
Now it's next year, nada. This one, I don't want to do it. Now it's next year. So now,
We have compromise position now. We want the minister to make commitment towards that because we cannot do everything now. But we will have the budget tomorrow. We pass it amendment before we make final. It's still in our form. So we have proposed where we have we explain. I don't want to explain for him. What motion again? You don't need to move your motion.
That's reporting back to us
you see our motion before, we have not removed the motion yet from my colleague on the other side. But because we want to make a compromise, now he has explained to us, I think from that point, there is a compromise position. So we need to listen to the minister what he will tell us. Before we can have another solid motion to go on board, whether maybe we will accept the motion or move to Mr.
A harmonized motion, a harmonized
motion. So it's good for us to listen to the minister.
I want to make it.
Mr. Chairman, we want to beg you, we have listened to the ministers, and you can come as even we have amendment to amend that what the minister is proposing. Yeah, the final one. So we have the finality. The final. So I want to hear you. I beg, sir.
Thank you, leader. Mr. Chairman, the proposal is amended as follows. That for there's a proposal with the bill. So for stout and porter with alcoholic contents a solution less than 10%, and for beer with alcoholic content less than 10%, we propose to differentiate between local production and imported good. That's one. Second, we'll propose to amend
but there's no
the proposal. There's a proposal.
The proposal is not complete.
Let me come. And now is the rates that for the local, for stout and beer and porter less than 10%, that they be reduced from 0.2 cents, 0.2 leones per centiliter, or 20 leones per centiliter to 0.1 leones per centiliter and 10 leones per liter. And for the imported, is maintained at $1.5 per liter. And for all the others, and this is done as it's been passionately advanced to encourage importers to invest in local production and create more jobs and value for the local economy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Minister.
For all the other categories of beverages and the like, we'll harmonize, yes, the excises for them. And the table will be adjusted or will be amended accordingly, separating stout and porter and beer from the rest of the other products. That's the amendment. And the original amendments for increases in the import duty for these other products remain as they are.
From the reaction from to what you just said, I think that is the consensus of the house.
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Chairman. Let me come. Yes, can I get your attention? We don't make laws for fun. We make laws to change the lives of the other people they have. And I see my colleague on the other side representing Wellington and the other areas. They are so passionate in having history for the local. And that's the argument you are used to convince all of us in the chamber. So this is a 1 year assessment. Oh yes, I'm 1 year assessment. Because the reason I'm saying this, Mr. Chairman, I'm very passionate. I'm sorry I'm teaching you about it. When there was a time we have given a whole lot of consensus to bring, and it was a huge disappointment. I was an advocate for that. I want to be the first one who tasted music. Yes. So I want our people to be centered around the issues that we have done. We have forced them that we wanted to have harmonization of these taxes. And they accepted to create a special program so that we can have this thing done. I also want to say thanks to my colleague for accepting the view of the other side that we came together to harmonize. The other thing I like to do, we have the chair for trade. We are asking that I'm the chairman of the supervisory committee. I'm also asking that some of the Ministry of Finance, let them make a physical visit. What we call the oversight. It's not calling them here to see if they have a machine to do the production. What is going to happen? December is coming. Let me tell you. December is around the corner. 2 weeks from now, we'll start to have our carnival. And we are expecting production to be in the favor of demand.
And we should have Pioneers Carnival. So
we need to understand we are fighting to empower but also fighting Thank you, Mr. Minister, for showing understanding. Thank you.
Wait a minute. All we are doing is meant to take effect from the 1st of January, 2024. So you telling us, yes, Christmas is one corner, but how will this affect Christmas?
Thank you.
Testing.
You know, the December, they will stop. They say they have machines now. They don't need to wait for what is going to happen in January. They will start giving some production and we see flow in the market. We already have
whether the wedding is going to be sweet.
So, it's like they have it already installed. What I got from my colleagues, they have already installed sophisticated machines. So by their production, we don't in January, they should not wait for January to start the production.
Yes.
They should start producing now, and the law will take effect in January.
Thank you.
My executive.
No problem. Now let us proceed to page 14. Page 14. Cigarette containing tobacco. What's the problem?
Very serious. And they are all equally.
We wanted to include Sisha. Sisha, yes. We wanted to add Sisha.
Mr. Chairman, we have now electronic shisha. It's a very small one, like my finger.
Okay, that's the addition.
Yes, we wanted to.
Both Sisha and electronic Sisha.
Yeah, both shisha and electronic shisha. We have the shisha using the ordinary charcoal, and we have the electronic shisha that is chargeable.
Yes,
Let's wait for the
yes, they use them plenty in UK. Oh yes, they are using it a lot. Anything they use now.
Chairman.
I'm taking aback. How do you know all this?
Mr. Chairman, the honorable member did not introduce herself properly. So she has to add the apple of the speaker's eye. We can understand the point. Honorable Chair, let us do allow Adamana Sisha and electronic Sisha.
Not tobacco, they survive the Shisha or married.
Oh, declare.
Honorable married.
Honorable married content.
Honorable married.
Chairman.
For it's 10 o'clock. That day, you already succeeded.
Chairman.
Honorable married, don't do you, they don't see you. So forget some of this. There is no justification.
Let me come here connection.
Married. But don't justify.
Chairman, honorable members, on page 14, on the items with tariff item number 24.04, we are proposing to amend electronic cigarettes by adding vaping products as part of it, but that will be giving the tobacco contents of vaping products, the rate will require to be appropriately determined. And I will get the technical team to advise appropriately on the correct charges as per the volume or content of tobacco that they may have.
Okay, when will we get that?
This should be done
against tomorrow?
Yes.
Before the budget?
Yes.
Very well. So it will be the first item we consider.
Yes.
You report accordingly.
Yes.
I want them to pose this question. Can we then proceed to adopt this?
Yes, with the amendment.
Subject to the information
as an
amendment provided tomorrow.
As an amendment, Mr. Chairman. It's an amendment already. It's an amended bill that we're passing. So it forms part of the amendment.
Very well. So, Mr. Minister, shall we please proceed?
Mr. Chairman, honorable members, I move that clauses 1 to 28 and the schedules stand part of the bill as amended.
Honorable members, the question is that clauses 1 to 28 and the schedules stand part of the bill as amended. All those in favor say aye. Aye. And those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Form part of the bill. The House is used.
Chairman, where you get to?
Go on. Mr. Minister.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I report that the bill entitled the Finance Act 2024, having gone through the committee of the whole with amendments, I now move that the bill be read the third time and passed into law.
Honorable members, the question is that the bill entitled the Finance Act 2024 be read the third time and passed into law. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. And those against, say nay. The ayes have it.
The bill entitled the Finance Act 2024, being an act to provide for the imposition and allocation of taxes to give effect to the financial proposals of the government and to provide for other related matters, has been read the third time and passed into law.
As amended.
Members of Parliament are hereby informed that the training and induction program will continue next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. The sessions will cover e-parliament, legislative processes and procedures, committee operations, application procedures, parliamentary diplomacy and protocol, and anti-criminal. The details of what each of the days will target will be communicated to you electronically. Signed, the Director for Training and Strategy. Also, the initiative in Capacity Building Association International through the Clerk of Parliament, including the Secretary of Parliament and MPs to note that all donations towards the spending to Addis Ababa Ethiopia must be factored to the Director General of Parliament. Signed and approved by the Clerk of Parliament.
Mr. Minister, you are kindly excused. Thank you. Honorable members, with that, the House will stand adjourned to tomorrow, the 10th of November at 10 a.m. prompt. And please try to be here, 10 a.m. prompt.
We'll be here, Mr. Speaker.
Tomorrow is a special day.
We'll be here.